We've all seen them, knights in shining armor, wielding powerful swords, symbols of bravery, strength, and chivalry. But what if I told you there's more to the story? What if these warriors were guardians of a technology lost to time, a secret hidden in plain sight? We are taught that history is a straight line, a clear progression from primitive to modern, but what if it's not so simple? What if powerful forces have worked to keep us in the dark, manipulating our understanding of the past to control our present and future? This isn't about fairy tales or fantasy. This is about looking beyond the surface, questioning the narratives we've been fed. It's about uncovering the truth about knights, their armor, and a connection to energy that's been suppressed for centuries. We're going on a journey, a quest for knowledge that will challenge everything you thought you knew. Prepare to see the knights, their swords, and even the very buildings they protected in a whole new light. The truth, as they say, is stranger than fiction. Look up, see those majestic cathedrals, those towering structures topped with gleaming domes? We're told they're monuments to faith, testaments to architectural genius. But what if there's something more? What if these buildings, with their intricate designs and strategic placement, were part of a vast, forgotten energy grid? A technology so advanced, so powerful that it had to be erased from our collective memory. Think about it. The powerful elite, those who control the flow of information, have always sought to maintain their grip on energy. It's the key to wealth, to control, to shaping the world in their image. Imagine if an abundant, clean energy source was readily available, but its existence threatened the very foundation of their power. Would they suppress it? Would they go to extraordinary lengths to keep it hidden from us? The answer, my friends, is a resounding yes. We picture knights as warriors charging into battle, swords drawn, but how much do we truly understand about their world, their technology, their purpose? Their armor wasn't just about protection, it was a complex feat of engineering, meticulously crafted. Each piece served a purpose, often misunderstood by modern historians. Traditional narratives tell us it was all about defense, yet the weight alone was substantial, hindering movement. Why would knights choose such cumbersome defense? Why not lighter, more agile protection? The answer lies in questioning the assumptions we've been led to believe. The process of crafting this armor was incredibly intricate. Skilled artisans would hammer and shape metal into these elaborate suits. They were masters of metallurgy, understanding the properties of different metals. Could these artisans have been privy to secrets, techniques passed down through generations? It's a question worth pondering. The more we delve into the details, the more we realize there's something more to this story. The weight, the design, the intricate craftsmanship, it all points to a purpose beyond simple protection. These knights weren't just warriors, they were guardians of a hidden technology. The truth, as they say, is often hidden in plain sight. The sword, a symbol of power, of chivalry, of the warrior spirit. But what if its significance goes deeper than we've been led to believe? What if the sword, like the armor, was more than just a weapon? We're told it was a tool of war, a brutal instrument of death. Yet, its creation was steeped in ritual, in symbolism, in an almost spiritual reverence for its power. Blacksmiths didn't just forge metal, they imbued these weapons with a sense of purpose, a connection to something beyond the physical realm. The process involved precise techniques, specific combinations of metals, even astrological alignments. Why such elaborate rituals for a mere tool of destruction? Could it be that the sword served another purpose, a purpose connected to the very energy we're told didn't exist? Consider the design of the sword itself, the balance, the weight distribution, the way it could resonate with the slightest vibration. It all hints at a deeper understanding of energy manipulation. These weren't just crude instruments of war, they were finely tuned instruments, perhaps capable of directing or channeling energy in ways we're only beginning to understand. And what about the legends, the myths surrounding these weapons? Swords imbued with magical properties, capable of feats that defy explanation. Are these simply stories, Or could they be distorted echoes of a forgotten truth? A truth about the sword's true purpose, a purpose deliberately obscured by those who fear its power. The sword, my friends, is a key, a tool for unlocking the secrets of the past and revealing a hidden history far more profound than we can imagine. Section 3. The Anomalies of Armor, Unexplained Features. Examining historical armor reveals peculiar features that defy conventional explanations. Were these merely aesthetic choices, or did they serve a hidden function? Could these intricate designs have served as antennas, receivers, or transmitters of subtle energy? The knights weren't merely warriors, they were guardians of a technology deliberately erased from our collective memory. Section 4. The Resonance of Design, Connecting Armor and Architecture. The connection between knights and their armor deepens when we consider the architecture of their time. The towering cathedrals, the imposing castles, the very structures these warriors protected weren't merely feats of engineering. They were designed with a profound understanding of energy manipulation, a knowledge carefully concealed from the masses. Notice the recurring motifs, the arches, the vaults, the domes. These weren't just aesthetic choices, they were based on principles of sacred geometry, on an understanding of how energy flows and resonates. These structures were designed to harness a subtle energy, to amplify and direct it, much like the knight's armor. Consider the placement of cathedrals, often built on powerful energy points, ley lines crisscrossing the earth. These sacred spaces, with their towering spires and resonant chambers, acted as giant capacitors, drawing in energy from the surrounding environment. And who better to guard these places of power than knights, adorned in armor specifically designed to interact with this energy? The knights weren't just protectors of the realm, they were guardians of a hidden technology, a technology woven into the very fabric of their society, concealed within the architecture that defined their world. The evidence is all around us, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be rediscovered. The truth, as they say, will set us free, but first we must be willing to see it. Section 1. Domes, the energy collectors. Look at any major city skyline. What do you see? You'll spot several buildings topped with domes, especially churches and government buildings. We're told these domes are architectural flourishes. But what if they served a far more practical purpose? What if these domes were sophisticated energy collectors? Think about the shape of a dome. A perfect hemisphere, often clad in conductive materials. It's carefully chosen to attract and channel energy. Think of it like a satellite dish drawing in energy from the atmosphere. The placement of these domes supports this theory. Just as a lightning rod attracts electrical discharges, these domes draw in subtle energy. This wasn't just architectural whimsy, it was a deliberate design choice. The evidence is literally staring us in the face. We've been conditioned to see these domes as purely decorative. The truth is hard to hide, especially when it's reflected in the very structures that dominate our skylines. Cathedrals, with their grandeur and intricate designs, have always held an aura of mystery. We're told they're places of worship, testaments to faith, but what if their true purpose extended far beyond religion? What if these magnificent structures were, in fact, intricately designed energy machines, harnessing and amplifying a power source suppressed for centuries? Consider their construction: massive stones, precisely cut and fitted together without mortar, creating spaces filled with an almost tangible energy. These weren't just feats of engineering, they were feats of energy manipulation. The architects of these cathedrals understood principles we've only begun to rediscover: sacred geometry, resonance frequencies, the subtle energies flowing through the earth. Those towering stained glass windows, often dismissed as mere decoration, likely played a crucial role in this energy system. The colored glass, carefully arranged in geometric patterns, could have acted as filters, transforming and focusing incoming light into specific frequencies, much like modern-day solar panels. This energy could then be directed throughout the structure, used for purposes we can only begin to imagine. And what about those echoing chambers, those vast spaces designed to amplify sound? Could they have also served to amplify these subtle energies, creating a resonant field within the cathedral, a space where the very air vibrated with unseen power? The evidence suggests that these cathedrals were more than just places of worship. They were power stations, carefully disguised as religious buildings, their true purpose hidden in plain sight. Let's delve deeper into the idea of resonance. We know that every object has a natural frequency at which it vibrates. When subjected to sound waves matching that frequency, the object resonates, amplifying the sound. This principle, known as sympathetic resonance, applies not only to sound but to other forms of energy as well. Now consider the architecture of churches and cathedrals. The high vaulted ceilings, the long naves, the carefully calculated dimensions, all contribute to creating a space with specific acoustic properties. These spaces weren't just designed for aesthetic beauty. They were crafted to amplify sound, to create an environment where even a whisper could resonate throughout the entire building. But what if this resonance extended beyond the audible range? What if the architecture of these buildings was designed to resonate with the subtle energies being drawn in by the domes and processed by the stained glass windows? This amplified energy could then be utilized for various purposes, from healing and spiritual practices to perhaps even more advanced technologies. This understanding of resonance, of harnessing the unseen energies around us, was likely common knowledge in ancient times. But as with so much of our true history, this knowledge has been suppressed, hidden away by those who benefit from keeping us in the dark. They fear our awakening, our realization of the true potential that lies dormant within us and within the very structures we inhabit. We've explored the possibility of churches and cathedrals acting as sophisticated energy generators. But who were the guardians of this technology? Who protected these sacred spaces, these powerhouses of a forgotten energy source? The answer, my friends, lies with the knights, those enigmatic warriors clad in shining armor. We're told that knights were soldiers, protectors of the realm. But what if their role went far deeper than that? What if they were, in fact, trained to understand and manipulate the very energies being harnessed by these buildings? Their armor, far from being simply protective gear, might have been intricately designed tools, allowing them to interact with these energies, to direct and control their flow. Think back to the anomalies we discussed earlier, the strange protrusions, the strategically placed gaps, the intricate designs. These weren't just decorative flourishes, they were likely functional elements, acting as antennas, conductors, and energy regulators, allowing the knights to tap into the amplified energy field within these structures. Imagine knights not just as warriors wielding swords, but as energy wielders capable of channeling powerful forces. This knowledge, passed down through secret societies, would have given them immense power, making them not just protectors, but also guardians of a technology that could have transformed their society. But this knowledge, like so much else, has been hidden from us, buried beneath layers of misinformation and deliberate distortion. Section 5. Suppressed knowledge. The Great Deception. A free, abundant energy source would threaten the foundations of power built on a system of scarcity and control. Section 1. The rewriting of history, a controlled narrative. History is written by the victors, shaping the narrative to suit their agenda. The true story of humanity and our ancient technologies has been systematically suppressed. Section 2, Education as Indoctrination, limiting our perspective. From the moment we enter the education system, our minds are molded to conform to a specific worldview. We're taught to think inside the box, never questioning the narratives presented as absolute truth. For those who dare to question the accepted narrative, the consequences can be severe. Ridicule is used to discredit dissenters, making their ideas easy to dismiss. The media perpetuates this culture, portraying questioners as unstable or dangerous. In today's digital age, information is tightly controlled and censored. The mainstream media acts as a gatekeeper, filtering information that reaches the public. Social media platforms manipulate algorithms to promote certain viewpoints while suppressing others. Maintaining control based on deception requires a delicate touch. Conflicting narratives create doubt, making it difficult to discern truth from fiction. By keeping the public in a state of confusion, those in power maintain their grip on society. Hollywood's hidden truths, clues in plain sight. Films and TV shows often contain subtle clues about suppressed technologies and hidden truths. The truth is often hidden in plain sight, disguised as entertainment. At Decoding the Messages, Symbolism and Subversion, Hollywood uses symbols and archetypes to convey deeper truths. By learning the language of symbolism, we can unlock hidden truths embedded in films. The fantasy facade hiding truth in spectacle. Fantasy films disguise real events and technologies as myth and legend. This blurs the line between fantasy and reality, making it easier to dismiss suppressed knowledge. Section 4. Awakening the masses. Can entertainment spark a revolution? Imagine a film that blends historical accuracy with esoteric knowledge, sparking debate and inspiring viewers to question everything. Entertainment has the power to awaken the masses and challenge the status quo. Section 1. The Awakening, reclaiming our true history. We've journeyed far together, delving into the hidden depths of history, questioning the narratives we've been taught, and uncovering evidence of a suppressed past far more profound than we could have imagined. The knights, the swords, the very buildings where they stood guard all point towards a forgotten truth, a truth about our own innate power and the existence of technologies deliberately erased from our collective memory. This awakening is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage to challenge the status quo, to question those in authority, to see the world through a new lens, a lens free from the distortions of those who seek to control us. But the rewards are immeasurable, for in reclaiming our true history, we also reclaim our own power, our own potential to create a world free from the limitations imposed upon us. We've barely scratched the surface. The evidence is all around us, waiting to be discovered, waiting to ignite a fire in the hearts and minds of those ready to see it. From ancient texts to archaeological discoveries, from the whispers of suppressed science to the symbols hidden in plain sight. The truth is calling out to us, urging us to remember who we are and what we are capable of achieving. Section 2. Unveiling the Deception, a call to action. This journey of discovery doesn't end here. It's a call to action, an invitation to join a growing movement of truth seekers, of free thinkers, of individuals who refuse to be pawns in a game rigged against them. We must no longer be passive consumers of information, blindly accepting the narratives presented to us by those who benefit from our ignorance. Share this knowledge, this forbidden history, with everyone you know. Discuss it with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Don't be afraid to challenge the accepted narrative, to ask uncomfortable questions, to point out the inconsistencies and contradictions that expose the deception. Research, investigate, and explore for yourself. Don't take my word for it or anyone else's. The truth is out there, waiting to be discovered. There are countless resources available, both online and offline, for those willing to dig deeper, to connect the dots, to piece together the puzzle of our suppressed past. Most importantly, trust your intuition. We've been conditioned to doubt our own instincts, to rely on external authorities for validation, but the truth resonates within us. It speaks to something deep within our souls. If something feels off, if a narrative doesn't sit right with you, trust that feeling. It's your inner guidance system leading you towards the truth. Section 3. The future of energy. Breaking free from control. Imagine a world where energy is no longer a scarce commodity, controlled by corporations and governments to maintain their power. Imagine a world where clean, free energy is available to all, powering our homes, our transportation systems, our entire civilization without harming the planet. This is the future we can create, a future where the suppressed technologies of our ancestors are rediscovered and implemented for the benefit of all humanity. It's a future where the Knight's true legacy, as guardians of a powerful energy source, is finally realized. It won't be easy. The powers that be will not relinquish their control willingly, but the tide is turning. More and more people are waking up to the deception, are realizing the true potential that lies dormant within us and within the very fabric of our world. The key to unlocking this future lies in our collective consciousness. By raising our awareness, by sharing knowledge, by demanding transparency and accountability from those in power, we can create a wave of change that will sweep away the old paradigm of scarcity and control, ushering in a new era of abundance and liberation.